Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Global TV's news cycle, live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Judith Peters. Vice President Kashim Shettima is currently presiding over the 137th meeting of the National Economic Council held at the Council Chamber of the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The fourth in the Tinubu administration, thus this gathering comes nearly 2 months after the Council last convened on September 28th to consider priority areas for the next 3.5 years, including economic stability, welfare and security. NEC, a statutory body mandated to advise the President on the nation's economic affairs, is chaired by the Vice President with governors of the 36 states of the Federation, the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Minister of Finance, and other stakeholders as members present at this month's sitting, which is likely to be the last for 2023. All governors except those of Akwa Ibom, Kano, Lagos, Enugu, Osun, Borno, Nasarawa, and Adamawa State, who are represented by their deputies. Worried by the recent rise in kidnappings in the nation's capital, Senate has called on the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike to revisit the failed $500 million contracts awarded in 2009 for the installation of CCTV cameras in Abuja and its environs. The Senate also wants the executive to install CCTV cameras in strategic locations in the 36 states to foretell incidences of the kidnapping and other criminal activities across the country. Sandra Abba completes the report.
These resolutions, among others, were taken at the plenary following debate on a motion presented on the floor by the senator representing Delta North, Ned Nwoko. In his led debate, Senator Nwoko expressed concern over the kidnapping incident in Galadimawa area of Abuja, where 19 people were forcefully taken from their homes, including his senior legislative aide, Barrister Chris Agidi. He further noted that out of the 19 individuals kidnapped, 12 are feared dead, while efforts to ascertain the well-being of the remaining 7 victims are ongoing.
Worried that the recent abduction of 19 individuals, yes, 19, including my senior legislative aide, Barrister Chris Agidi, in the Galadima neighborhood, Abuja, exemplifies the gravity of the situation. Despite swift engagement with law enforcement agencies, tragically, according to security forces, out of the 19 abducted, 12 lives have been lost, and 7 individuals are still being held captive in a forested area spanning approximately 100 kilometers.
Contributing to the debate, Senator Ayinaya Abaribe and Adamu Alero noted that the rate of insecurity situation in Abuja is alarming, as most people can no longer sleep in their homes for fear of being attacked.
So many citizens no longer sleep in their homes. They run into town and go back during the day. So there's something very, very serious going on in around the Federal Capital Territory. No matter what we say, this is the capital territory of Nigeria. If there's anywhere that's going to be seen as very secure, this ought to be the most secure place in Nigeria. Now that it seems that the same lackadaisical attitude to security is being taken to, all of us are at risk.
Now time for us to revisit that issue of 500 million naira worth of contract for the installation of CCTV camera in FCT. We have to make the contractor to account for that huge sums of money. The citizens are left without security. The money has gone down the drain and nobody is talking about it. I'm happy that Senator Munir has brought out this motion. We should support it, and in mandating the committee that will do the investigation, they must thoroughly investigate that contract award.
The Senate leadership therefore called on the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, to increase patrol around the FCT and other parts of the country to curb the worrisome trend. Sandra Akpa, reporting for Global TV News.
The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, has paid a maiden visit to agencies under the ministry. conversant reforms and adherence to due process in line with the renewed hope agenda of the Tinubu administration. Speaking at his first port of call, the Mining Cadastral Office, MCO, the minister lauded efforts of the agency as a custodian of mineral titles, stressing the need to do more in addressing perceived inadequacies, emphasizing that a perception of progress in the mining sector is contingent on the activity or inactivity of the MCO. Kikelomo Okere completes the report.
In his welcome remarks, the Director General of MCO, Engineer Obadiah Nkom, expressed delight in being the first agency to host the minister, restating the function of the agencies as the issuer of mining licenses. He revealed the MCO moved in 2002 to digitalize its operations through migration to an online platform called Electronic Mining Cadastral System. According to him, though the new platform led to the significant number of applications, he admitted some challenges such as delay in processing application as a result of backlog from the old system. Engineer Nkom assured that efforts are ongoing to fine-tune the process and make it more efficient in collaboration with World Bank-assisted mineral sector support for economic diversification. In his response, the Minister of Solid Mineral charged the agency to improve on its productivity, emphasizing that whatever infraction committed by MCO has a smearing effect on the ministry, as it is a major agency that interfaces with the public.
Most importantly, perception of the entire solid minerals ministry. That perception is contingent upon the activities or inactivities of the MCO. And I want to say categorically that whatever infractions committed by the MCO has a smearing effect on the entire solid minerals ministry.
At the Nigeria Geological Survey Agency, the Director General, Dr. Abdurazak Garba, while welcoming the minister, revealed that the agency has been pivotal to the generation of geoscience information for the development of the mining sector in line with its mandate. The minister in his remarks says the function of NGSA aside from the mining sector cuts across all sectors, including agriculture, manufacturing, industrial development, stressing that it is a foundation of development effort of the nation.
There's no reason why the NGSA cannot be self-sustained, because what you generate is in demand. Anybody who wants to invest, whether in minerals, liquid or solid or Greek or so many areas, you need information.
At the last port of call, the Council of Nigerian Mining Engineer and Geoscience, Alake, in his address to the registrar, Professor Zacchaeus Opafunsho, and his management team likened the agency to Kwashi Academic Institute in view of role of accrediting and certifying mining professionals. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
The federal government has approached the Supreme Court to review its judgment that all 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira should be legal tender until December 31st, 2023. The government wants the Apex Court to lift its March 3rd order that old naira note should remain legal tender along with new note till December 31st. The Apex Court had on March 3rd restrained the Central Bank of Nigeria from giving effect to the deadline of the use of old note. The 7-member panel of the Apex Court faulted the policy of the CBN, saying the timing and implementation were defective. This is sequel to a suit instituted by the Kaduna, Kogi, and Zamfara state governments challenging the implementation of the policy. 13 other states later joined the suit as co-plaintiff, according to a report. The Apex Court has fixed November 30th for a hearing on the matter. Meanwhile, the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, as Director of the Controller General of Nigeria Correctional Service, Aliru Nababa, to investigate the allegation against personnel of the service. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Chris Musa, had accused some personnel of the Correctional Service of conniving with inmates to finance the operations of terrorists. However, the minister, in a statement on Thursday by Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Alao Babatunde, condemned the unpatriotic act by the personnel. He vowed that any personnel found culpable would be brought to book. As the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja on Thursday affirmed the election of the Gombe State Governor Inuwa Yahaya, the Independent National Electoral Commission had declared Yahaya the winner of the governorship election after scoring 342,821 votes to beat his concert rival Jibrin Bade of the People's Democratic Party, who polled 233,131 votes. Displeased with the outcome of the election, the PDP alleged that Yahaya was not re-elected by a majority of lawful votes. The party also alleged that multiple thumbs printing and ballot box stuffing were carried out across various polling units in 9 out of the 11 local government areas of the state to favor Yahaya. But the Election Petition Tribunal dismissed the petition. Not pleased, the PDP candidate and his party approached the Appeal Court. The Court of Appeal on Thursday dismissed the appeal. As well, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has affirmed the election of Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule, overturning the decision of the Nasarawa State Election Petition Tribunal that had sacked him from office. The Appellate Court, in an anonymous decision delivered on Thursday, set aside the October 2nd judgment of the tribunal that had declared David Ombugado, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), as the winner of the governorship election. The three-member panel held that the tribunal erred in law and concluded that Governor Sule did not win majority of the votes cast in the election. Meanwhile, the Federal Road Safety Corps (FRSC) has reported a notable decrease in crashes and resulting fatalities in Zamfara for the year 2023 as compared to the previous year of 2022. The Zamfara Sector Commander of the FRSC, Ero Danladi, disclosed this at a news briefing he addressed in Gusau on Thursday. He said that while 95 road crashes were recorded in 2022, a lower figure of 69 crashes were recorded in 2023. So far in 2023, 58 people have died in road crashes in the sector compared to 126 deaths recorded in 2022. Danladi said the statistics showed that there was a 27.4% reduction in the number of road crashes and a 54% reduction in fatalities. In its campaign against climate change and environmental degradation across the country, the National Council on Climate Change has introduced a cooking device called Atmosphere Save 80 Clean Cook Stove to Northeast household. Introducing the stove, the Director General of the NCCC, Salisu Dahiru, on Thursday in Maiduguri, Borno State capital, described the device as a climate-friendly device that would help address challenges of climate change and reverse environmental degradation in the Northeast states. Speaking at a one-day sensitization campaign for the Northeast on the new cooking device, Dahiru said the stove is aimed at curtailing the use of firewood by 80%. You're watching Global TV's news cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on StarTime, channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using the Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. We'll be back with more stories for you after the short break. Please don't go away. Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, this is still Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the news cycle from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Let's take a look at some foreign news where ambulances were on standby Thursday morning as Indian rescuers dug through the final meters of debris, separating them from 41 workers trapped in a collapsed road tunnel for nearly 2 weeks. Rescue teams have specially fitted stretchers with wheels ready to pull out the exhausted men through 57 meters of steel pipe once it is finally driven through the final section of the Turns of Earth. Concrete and rubble blocking their freedom, emergency vehicles and a failed hospital stood ready, preparing to receive the men who have been trapped since a portion of the under-construction tunnel in the Himalaya state of Uttarakhand in 12 days ago. After days of painfully slow progress, engineers with a powerful drilling machine made a sudden rapid advance on Wednesday before team had walked through the night to cut through metal roads, blocking the route. Drilling resumed on Thursday as well. Also, the World Health Organization has asked China for more data on respiratory illnesses spreading in the north of the country. But Beijing offered no public comment on Thursday. Northern China has reported an increase in influenza-like illness since mid-October when compared to the same period in the previous 3 years. The WHO said China's National Health Commission told reporters last week that a respiratory illness spike was due to the lifting of COVID-19 restrictions and the circulation of non-pathogens, namely influenza and common bacterial infections that affect children, including Mycoplasma pneumonia. The WHO gave no indication of China's response to the request for more information. Also, the World Health Organization has warned that the misuse of antibiotics is denting their efficiency and spurring resistant bacteria, which could be responsible for 10 million deaths worldwide by 2050. This warning came on Thursday following a survey on the use of antibiotics conducted by the WHO. WHO's European chapter conducted a study that showed that antibiotics were prescribed for things like the common cold, 24% of cases, flu-like symptoms, 16% a sore throat, 21% in cough, 18%. The survey was carried out in 14 countries, mostly in Eastern Europe and Central Asia. Now let's talk some business where Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agencies of Nigeria, SMEDEN, has signed a memorandum of understanding with Sterling Bank to source for finances for micro and small medium enterprises at the agency headquarters in Abuja. The MOU is said to have provided 5 billion naira of single interest rate of MSMEs across the nation. The Director General of SMEDEN, Charles Odi, while signing the MOU, said over 90% of MSMEs are faced with the challenge of scarcity of finance. Kikelomo Okere completes the report.
The Director General of SMEDEN explained that the agency have put it on itself to source for funds for those that doesn't have access to finance among the MSMEs through partnership, adding that over 1,000 MSMEs will benefit from the loan of 5 billion naira offered by the bank.
Basically helping to democratize access to finance. And if we take a panoramic view, just ask 100 small businesses what their pain points are. Out of 100, I can assure you that 90% or 93% of them will tell you that access to finance is their biggest problem. And so access to finance comes in different compartments. But what we want to do as an agency is first of all make this access to finance easier.
Also speaking, the Managing Director of Sterling Bank, Abubakar Sulaiman, explained that the loan will be disbursed through technology platform named Bankers, which will be open for accessibility in the next 2 weeks and will only be accessible by MSMEs.
Quite a few people get access to the same finance, and unfortunately they don't convert that into the springboard for their own success. The partnership we're contemplating is one that ultimately provide access to finance for businesses. But between the point when the small business become interested and when they can access finance.
Sulaiman further urged the MSMEs to focus on competition and also distinguish their social life from business life for a more profitable investment. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
Nigerians' quest for first appearance at the ICC T20 World Cup begins today in Namibia, where the Yellow Greens will take on Kenya in their first game of the 2024 World Cup qualifiers. The 2024 tournament is billed for the United States and the West Indies from June 4th to 30th, with the top two teams from the series joining South Africa and 13 other countries at the World Cup. Other teams in the series are hosts Namibia, Zimbabwe, Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda. Today's game will be the 7th meeting between both countries since 2019, and the East Africans lead the head-to-head with 5 wins to Nigerians 1. And that's it on Global TV's news cycle, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are in StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using the Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. And on behalf of the production team, I am Judith Peters. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you again. Good evening.